Everyone, it's another video back for electrical. Today's video is going to be entitled How to Install a Light in a Stairwell. The original complaint in this area was they had no light in this spot here, and it was very, very dark, so they wanted a light. There's this other flush mount light there, so they had a three-way up here, and that would control the three-way up there and this light. So depending on how you do it, depending on how the wiring system is laid out for the three-way, you could possibly tap into this. This is a split level home, so there's attic access, but there was no access to this wire because the way this was fed was power would go into the box over there, feed through the light, and then down to that three-way. So you couldn't tap into that wire for it. So what we did is we put on another switch. You are required, when there's a room with a stairwell, you're required to have a three-way switch. So I installed a three-way here. I'll be hooking that in. In terms of neutral connections, you're allowed to have one switch box without a neutral and a three-way circuit. So that box will be the neutral. Coming up to the 2-gang box, we replaced the original 1-gang with the 2-gang. Unfortunately, there's quite a bit of drywall damage, especially when you pull out these old boxes. There's a lot of sometimes it's plaster. This is nice and drywall, so it's not too bad. So put some spackle in there, and hopefully it will be all right. But definitely just want to point that out to you. These kinds of projects can be kind of messy. As you can see, this is 1955 home, so the wiring in here is BX cable or AC. So I went ahead and I taped up the old circuit just to help insulate the old conductors a little better. This is air conditioned and heated, but in the garage where the panel is, it's a nightmare. This stuff is so brittle. If you touch it, the insulation just falls right off and you'll get shocked. So that's why with this age of this cable, you might want to insulate a little bit to do with the neutrals back there. And then as just a liability, I'm not tapping into this, so I just leave it the way it is. That one circuit, I pulled a whole new circuit for my three-way. So this is my feed for my light, this is the traveler, and this is the feed. So I'll be tying that in. I'm not touching any of the VX. I'm just pulling out the box, putting on the extension, and I'll put the new three-ways in. So this was probably the most difficult jobs because I had to run the wire up into the attic, and then there's a chase in the basement. I'll take you down. This is the first level, I guess you could say. So we chased it all the way down. Let me show you the chase. It's very dark, but this wall was a chase. So that's usually a lot of old new Romexes from your circuits. So that's what that is. And yeah, so that's what we want to expect from there. So this took me pretty well to 8 hours. I'm not even done yet. I still have to tie in the junction box for it upstairs. This is a big project, especially with the BX cable. Definitely not a job that I would recommend a homeowner would do, but it's up to them. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is what is entailed for how to install it in the stairwell. Sorry. Also, someone a chandelier. I would put one recessed light like I just did. If you put a chandelier, you're gonna hit your head on that. Someone like tall like me would hit their head. So stick with one recessed light. See ya.